Hi, everyone. This is Deanne Hermes from Digital Learning, and today I wanted to share with you how to use QR codes in the classroom. The first thing I wanted to show you is, first of all, how do you create one? So, I have a favorite website, and it is called qrstuff.com. You can go out and type in QR code creators, whatever, there's a lot of them. This one is really simple. The way it works, once you open it up, this is the page you'll see. I'm going to head out online to this website. So this is a website on computational thinking. I'm going to copy that link because I want to create a QR code for that one. So I copy the link, and down here on website URL, I am now going to paste it in there and enter. And as soon as I do that, it changes the QR code on the side here. It also, depending on what device I'm using, it downloads a QR code for me. So I can go ahead and I can open this. And now you'll see I have a QR code from which I could pay. I could print this QR code off. I could have this up on my board for students to just come in and they could just quickly scan it. So it is created for you. You can also download this QR code if you want to have it saved for your records or if you want to save it on your desktop. So that's essentially how you create a QR code for a website link. On this particular site, there is an awful lot of other stuff in here you can see. The other one I want to bring your attention to on the left-hand side, if you go down to plain text, I'm going to click on that. And let's say I created a math problem and I only wanted the answer to that math problem to show up. This is what I'm going to want to have. So I already created his. So this is 6,700 feet. One thing you're going to want to do is quickly change this to static. So if you only want text to display, you're going to want to have that bubble showing. And now when a student scans this particular code, all they're going to see immediately is this number. So those are the two that I'm going to bring your attention to right now. Now, how would you use these QR codes in the classroom? So I have found a lot of different ideas online, and I want to share these with you. So first thing, what if you had QR codes around the classroom? So you wanted students to be able to do research and you wanted to get them up and out of their seat and moving. You could just print the QR codes, set them around the classroom, and students could use their Chromebooks and they could go around and they could scan a code, read whatever it is you want them to read. So that's the kind of the basic level. I found this one where a math teacher, she had created these little cards and she has the math problems on the cards. And so the student solves the math problem, and then they have to go around and they have to scan QR codes around the classroom for the other ones until they find the right answer. And as soon as they find the answer that matches the answer they came up with, then they work on that problem. And then they have to go find the right answer to that problem. So again, it's a way of getting kids up and moving around the classroom and engaging them in a different way with the material that you're teaching them. Here was a teacher who she had her students do different biography projects. And so she already researched the information for them. So I believe this was a second grade classroom. And so here's the websites that she wanted the students to go to find the information. And here's a couple of videos she wanted them to see. And so now the students have directed research at their fingertips, but yet they're still actively engaged in that research process. I love this. Parent night, parents come in. How about if you have student projects around the classroom? And so the parents could come in and they could scan the QR code and they could see the different projects that the students have been doing throughout the year. Down here at the bottom, you're going to see this iDash-Nigma. This is actually my favorite mobile device scanning app. And so you can find that for any mobile device. It's really simple to use. I found this one online. Someone had created a timeline. Now, what if you had your students all contribute to this? So students actually added to the timeline. So the student have to go find information about whatever the topic is you're studying. And the student creates a QR code and they add it in here. So now you have a classroom created timeline for whatever topic you're studying. This particular one, States of Matter, this is a scavenger hunt that somebody had the students do. And so they had to go around and they had to find information about one topic. And then they had to go find in the classroom. They have these hidden QR codes hidden in the classroom. They have to go find them. Just, again, another fun way for kids to learn about the states of matter in a different and engaging way. Speaking about treasure hunts, Here's one. I love this as a quiz creator. So if you just type in QR treasure hunt generator, it's going to, first of all, give you a place where you can submit questions and answers. And it's really, really simple. You can copy paste. And then it creates a QR code, one QR code for each question and one QR code for each answer. And then you can display these around the classroom. So students could go around and take a quiz and they have to scan the question, and then they can scan and see if their answer matched the right one. Or you just save the answers yourself and they have to turn their quiz questions in. So again, a really fun site. This particular one, you have students who display their work, and so they created a project, and so they can put it around the classroom, and then everyone gets to go and preview everybody else's project. Listen to our personal narratives. You can go online and you can find free websites that don't collect any student data, where you just record your voice and you can get a QR code from that. So if you had students write a paragraph and then they also have to speak what they wrote, and then they can create a QR code from that. In this particular one, these students created biographies of themselves, and so they have these on display so that students can get to know the other students in their classroom. You could also use this for a video. If you wanted students to create a video about something, they could create a video about themselves talking about whatever, and then they could have a video QR code here. Here's several ideas that I came across. Math QR codes. So if you wanted to have descriptors for each of a triangle, you could have the students who are learning about triangles scan the QR code and they can learn about what are the descriptors of a triangle, etc. This particular one over here, a read box. So students read books out loud and then they created a QR code of them reading that book. How about over here where students are learning about the parts of a plant? And so you could have a QR code. So the student comes up and they scan the QR code and then they learn about that part of the plant. So again, just several ideas for how you could use QR codes in a different way in the classroom. Students created poems and then they read their poem out loud into one of the voice QR readers, and then students were able to scan it and they could hear the student reading their poem. And again, here's some more projects. This particular one, I love this, where a math teacher, an elementary math teacher, had students create word problems themselves. And so the student created the word problem, and then they used, remember that text box on the QR stuff? They used that text box just to create an answer. And so students would then go around and they would solve each other's problems, and then they would scan the code to see if they got the answer correct or not. Now, this may be for secondary, maybe even upper elementary, one of my favorite things that I found with QR codes. And so this particular person, what she did is she used this as a resource in the classroom. And so she has up QR codes to vocabulary sites. So if you don't know what a word means, go scan this QR code and it takes you to Merriam's dictionary. And so full of, if you wanted to have resources that you use particularly for your classroom, you could have those resources there. And when a student asks you about something, go scan that code. And then finally, here's some other, this I think is just absolutely brilliant. The bathroom sign out sheets where you have to go and the kids have to sign out what time they go to the bathroom, and then they come back in and they sign what time they come in, etc. Well, this particular teacher created QR codes that are linked to Google Forms. And so in the Google Forms, she created a tardy box. So if you're tardy to class, you have to come in and you scan this. And in the scan, it takes you to a form where it asks you for your name. It asks you for the reason that you were tardy. And then you sign in with your Google form. And then you get into class and you don't have to, the teacher doesn't have to ask you any questions. You just come in and you go about your business. But in a Google form, then it creates a spreadsheet. And so the teacher has access to this spreadsheet for the entire year, and they could go back and they could see how many tardies did so-and-so have, etc. Another way that this was used was for hall passes. You need to go somewhere, get a hall pass, bathroom passes. You could have the student go in, scan a QR code really quick, takes them to a form, and they sign out to use the bathroom passes that way. And that way the teacher has a digital form that shows every single time a kid went to the bathroom and the time in case they needed to go back and reuse it again. So anyway, some quick ways that you're able to use QR codes in the classroom. There are a lot more. I encourage you to go out online and search up how to use QR codes in the classroom. If you have any questions or you would like me to come and help you with this, I would be happy to do so. Shoot me an email or give me a call, and I would love to come and help you set up QR codes and come up with some ideas for how to use QR codes in your classroom. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.